Welcome to the 16-bit gaming guy. Now, my first couple of videos, I kind of touched on modern remakes of some older games, but today I wanted to go back to almost the very beginning, way before 16-bit, way before any of these games, the remakes, the originals were ever made. As you can see by the screen, back to 1982, and specifically for the game I'm going to be looking at, 1983. Back in the day, we had a Spectrum. That was the first main home computer we cut our teeth on. Now, we did have a ZX81, which was the predecessor to that, but that didn't really have any graphics as such. It had no colour, it had no sound, it was very basic, it only had 1K of memory. You could get 16K later on with using RAM packs, but the Spectrum was where it all started, where this was my launch into, I can't say modern gaming, but into gaming in general. And the game we're going to look at today is JETPAC. But what I wanted to do was show you in real time what we had to do to get a game in. None of this instant load, none of this modern hard drives, DVDs. You got your modern gamers now. If a game takes about 3 seconds to load or a level, they're losing their minds. It's like, oh my god, this is taking so long. We used to have to wait 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10 minutes for a game to load. So what I've done, I've got a speculator here, the Spectrum emulator, and I've even got it set to load in real time as if I'd put the cassette actually in the cassette recorder and pressed play, and I've got it to mimic an old style TV, the fuzzy text and everything. I didn't want it sharp like on a modern LCD. I wanted you to experience it how I remember it. So we're just going to set JETPAC loading now. Once I hit, off we go. We get the initial Spectrum loading bars. This was a thing. I can't explain the excitement that we used to feel when we put that tape in, we pressed play, and this started happening. To us, because there was nothing before this, really, of anything. It's not like now where you've got an Xbox that comes out, and it's just a kind of an upgraded model of the Xbox before, the PlayStation before, with bit faster, slightly more graphics on the screen, things like that. When this was loading when I was a kid, there was nothing like this in existence. This was magical. I know by nowadays standards it's basically what modern gamers would call rubbish, but to us this was just like wizardry. This was like Harry Potter shit to us. Wow, I'll never forget that noise as it's loading the colour in. That was the thing. That noise to you sounds annoying, but to us, again, it was a magical thing. You can hear the game loading. You've got all this stuff going on. It was incredible. What also was incredible was the games only had rudimentary graphics. We didn't have modern graphics like what we have today. Today, nothing's left to the imagination. Everything's just handed to you, so you don't have to imagine or put any real thought into it. You just play the game. But back then, the graphics were so basic that you had to use like 80% of your imagination to fill in the blanks that the game couldn't do and the technology couldn't do at the time. And again, that was a magical thing, as you'll see with JETPAC. It's a very basic game. Now, once it loads, this is not going to take very long. I think it's 3 or 4 minutes. It's only a 16K game. But you can imagine if you had a 128K Spectrum or even a 48K Spectrum, that could be up to 12 minutes of loading time. Now, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to have a quick game when it loads to give you an idea. But I've got to be very quick because I still can't have these videos very long at the moment. But even now, the excitement, the nostalgia this is bringing back to me is amazing. I remember as a kid sitting loading game after game in. And later on, we actually wrote our own game, which I will show one day on a thing. It was called Beat the Bookie. It was a horse betting racing game that used machine code and basic, and it was just so cool to be able to do stuff like that in the day. But basically, I'm going to get straight into it. I'll play this very badly because this has been many years since I've played this. But basically, you've got a little jet man who you got to pick the bits of the rocket up and put them together first, while avoiding the asteroids, which these things change as the levels go on. You get the other bit. And like I say, it's a black screen with a few green platforms and a little man with a laser. But in 1983, This is the equivalent to our Call of Duty. This was mind blown. Right, we've got to get the fuel to get off the planet. And it's just a black screen, but you can imagine being in space. Our imaginations used to run wild. You can imagine being this little jet man. And refuel. I'm actually doing not too bad here, considering it's been like probably 20 years plus since I actually played this in any form, even emulated. I used to play on this all the time on the real Spectrum. It was just a thing that used to... It never got old. People, I've showed my children who have grown up in the era of Xboxes and PlayStations, and I've showed them this. And they didn't even know what to say. They didn't have any words. It was like, Dad, how the hell could you play that? I said, but it's because it's all we had. This was magical. This was as impressive to us as what your latest Call of Duties and all these modern games are to you. The graphics for us were jaw-dropping, because before this we didn't have graphics. We had letters and numbers that made up the graphics. Everything was just text-based. Right, so as we keep playing, as you can see, the asteroids have now turned to little fuzzy ball things. You can pick the bonuses up as well. I'm just going to keep going with this while I'm doing well. And later on in the levels, you actually get different rockets, if I remember rightly. Some really cool rockets. And that, again, that was a magical thing when I was unlocking the different rockets. But it was just, the imagination used to just run wild. Very basic gameplay. But I enjoy playing this, trust me, more than I enjoyed playing any of the modern games at the moment. Modern games can be so frustrating. They get you so angry. And sometimes... Oh, I got killed there. The graphics are all fantastic. It's the photorealistic, yes. But the gameplay is just not there. It doesn't matter how good the graphics are if the gameplay is not there. Yet games like this couldn't rely on graphics. All they had was gameplay. And it's there. It's basic, but it's there. And without games like this, you wouldn't have your modern Call of Duties and all your modern fancy games. This is where gaming started. Oh, the nostalgia. Oh, still no new rocket. I'm hoping to get to at least the next rocket before I've got to end this video. Because unfortunately, until I get this channel up and running a bit better, I can only have a maximum of 15 minutes until YouTube decide. Oh, bad timing. Until YouTube decide to let me have longer. Once I get some more subscribers and some views. And if you remember these days, please subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot more on these Spectrum games, and I'm going to do what I've done there. I'm going to let you watch them load and experience it as we did, as well as play some modern remakes. There were modern remakes of some of these older games. Admittedly, yes, the graphics are a lot better and the sound's a lot better, but I actually still prefer the originals. And what I will be playing, this got a follow-up called Lunar Jetman with the same little guy, but on a planet with a buggy, and you had to deliver a bomb to a missile silo before it fired the missiles and blew you up, and I'm dead. Please, let this be the next rocket, just this next one. I'm praying. One more fuel, let's put it in the worst spot possible. Oh, no, 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 please, 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 let me finish, let me finish. Right, I'm hoping this is the actual new rocket. I can't remember how many. It's been so long, I can't remember how many levels there are. No, still not the new rocket. I think we're going to be kind of running out of time here, but I'll give it one more shot at thing. It's got to be soon. Now we've got. I remember these. They're like little Harrier jets. I remember these very well. See, it's all coming back to me. I can't remember whether I actually completed the game, how far I got originally. Oh, no. There we go, game over. Sorry, guys, I didn't get to the next rocket. Once I can make these videos a bit longer, I will show more gameplay, but you modern gamers, you will not get what I'm speaking about. You will not get the nostalgia. But anyone from my era who was gaming in the 1980s, early 1980s, this will just bring it literally gives you tingles remembering your youth, a misspent youth sitting in your bedroom, playing on the Spectrum. The magic of tape loading, oh my god, that will never get old. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one, and I will probably give you a look at Lunar Jetman on the next video. Catch you on the next one, guys.